Gentlemen, welcome to this session where we talk about products and talk about some challenges, um, health challenges that we can address. Today, one of the things we want to talk about, we are going to talk about something about respiratory health. My name is Dan Odero, a director in the company NeoLife International. And one of the things that NeoLife does, it offers some solutions that we can take care of our health to the best of our ability, plus also build businesses. During the month of July, this period, one of the challenges that we face a lot, and that is maybe when people in this side of town, this side of the world, East Africa, if you're in another part, it might be different, but we're in into our winter. And there's a lot of respiratory challenges people are going through. I've had many people saying that they have a cold, a flu symptom, a cold that is not going away. And what do we do about it? Before we start, I'd just like to just make it clear that we are not, I'm not a doctor. You don't have to be a medical professional to be part of this business. But behind the business and behind what the company has is a scientific advisory board that advises, that gives direction, and gives opportunity for, tells us about things that affect our health and what we can do about them. The company produces, one of the range of products the company produces is food supplements, and these address challenges that face us on a day-to-day basis. So supplementation has become an important part of our world. When I first got involved in the business, I did not think that supplements were important. I thought that maybe we're being treated, but over time I've come to learn, and because of food processing and the way we live our lives nowadays, it is important to have a part of your diet as a food supplementation. It's extremely important. So without further ado, I'd like to just go into the topic we're discussing today, which is the respiratory challenges, and I'll share. We have now, as you can see, lung disease causes and types of common conditions. We must be, first of all, be aware of this that are there. Most people take effortless breathing for granted. Some of us think, this is for granted. But when your lungs are healthy, they expand easily into your chest cavity as you inhale, taking in vital oxygen for your blood to deliver throughout your body. So sometimes people take this for granted, but there are people who have challenges. So if this is okay, then you're fine. Diseases of the respiratory system. We found people who, many of us, a lot of people are going through, especially during the cold season. They have a cold, a flu, they can't breathe well, they develop conditions that makes it a challenge to breathe, move around, and this can be very distressful. One condition that comes to mind quickly is asthma. Asthma is a condition in which one's airways constrict, swell, and produce mucus, a trachea of sorts, which results in less air moving from outside the wall of the lung into the lungs. With this problem, this can lead to decrease in oxygen exchange with the waste product, carbon dioxide. As such, breathing and thereby adequate oxygen is compromised. And when you cannot breathe well and your body is not getting enough oxygen, you get things like your weakness. It's very distressful. Some of the things that also can make it worse and cause this to get a bit worse: strong smelling, the screams, things like dust, the weather. The weather now is cold, there's a lot of rainy weather. In our beddings, bed mites, Things like mold in the bathrooms, mold. If you keep a room that is not aerated well, mold can be a problem, and mold can be very dangerous if it's left and not taken care of. Animals, sometimes you find people who, when an animal walks in, they have allergic reaction. Cat, dog, they can't stand it. Pests, you have like rats, plants and pollen, smokers. This all make these conditions even worse and can affect people. Food and medicines also. Some foods and medicines also cause a problem. So these are things that may be a cause of asthma. When somebody is not breathing well, could cause asthma. Some people are born with it, but also makes it even worse. So they have to check on these things. How can we take care of these? Now, there's something called the chronic obstructive. Uh, just a moment. I don't know if you see this chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. And just a moment. Let me just reshare that. As we go through this, let me just reshare that. Now, the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and we'll just go in there. Yes, there we are. Just give me a moment as we are doing this. But as you know, so one of the things, if someone comes to you and they have got a problem with a respiratory problem, the best thing to do is not to try to be a doctor. Always encourage people to see a doctor first if they have a problem, because one of the things we don't claim to take the place of doctors. We don't claim to be the ones with solutions. There's the medical staff who know what they're doing, and then they can tell you what is the problem. So what challenges is, they have been trained medically to what challenges are there. So if someone is sick, first of all, see a doctor. Once you see a doctor, then with that, then you
Sorry, Dan.
you can
Maybe you can go to slideshow.
Okay.
Maybe you can go to slideshow then from the beginning up with you, Kabisa.
Yep. Just a moment. Get there.
Okay. It's right here on the where the cursor is.
Yeah, it is not. Just a moment. I think I'm having a bit of a challenge there. Just give me a minute. As we get into this. Okay.
You can see the slideshow icon. Not there, not there. Just go down at the top. At the top, somewhere in the middle of the page. At the top, there's a slideshow.
Yeah.
Not there, not there. Not there, done. Just move down the line. Just move down at the very top. Go down again. Not there. That's creating a new cell. Just go down, done.
Yeah.
No. You're not there. There's this place where you Just go down the page. At the middle, there's at the very top, next to there's some topics. There's home, insert, design, transmissions, animation,
Yeah.
then slideshow. Yeah. Then you get from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Seems it's not taking it.
Okay.
Just a moment. Yeah, it seems that it's my slideshow has frozen because I can see it moving, but yeah, just a moment.
That's weird.
Okay. Okay, because on my side it is actually there. Slide from.
But try sharing again. We try again. You click on slideshow, then start at the beginning. See whether it's gonna work.
Yeah.
So go to slideshow at the top, at the very top, the same place where you are.
Yeah, it's that. That's where, yeah.
Then from the
Okay.
beginning. Yeah. Yeah, from the beginning.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. It seems it is not responding.
If that doesn't work, at the very bottom, there is something that looks like, let's see, there usually has something that looks like a glass, like a bowl that you can click that can actually, can you move with the tab, with the arrows rather than the, can you see like a bowl at the bottom?
Okay, it doesn't have on mine slideshow.
Doesn't have.
Yeah, okay, just a moment.
If you want to really see something that's take a look what happened.
I don't know that Lydia is on the call. Maybe she can guide. Oh, no, it's moving. It's moving. Yeah, you can just tap. Just use that. You can just move on it like that. No problem.
Okay. So we had gone, I don't know, we had gone through this ones with the causes of asthma. Those were some of the causes of asthma, strong smells. And then we came now to the third part, the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and what is called COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, makes airways and air sacs less elastic. And this causes inflammation in the airways walls and clogs the lungs with excess mucus. It is the third leading cause of death. If you don't have this addressed, people have died out of this chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Very serious one. It needs to be addressed as soon as you find challenges with it. Then the things like bronchitis. Bronchitis causes abnormal widening of the airways, making it difficult to rid the lower airways of mucus and phlegm, which raises the risk of infection. So bronchitis is also another problem that we can have challenges of. Then there's cystic fibrosis, and this is a genetic condition which causes mucus in organs, including the lungs, to become thick and sticky. Respiratory complications include infections, inflammation, and respiratory failure. You know, if you have respiratory failure, that means you're dead. If you can't breathe in, you can't work, then you're challenged. So this is also a serious thing that needs to be addressed. Sorry for that. And then we have the last one, the lung cancer affects the lungs in multiple ways. Tumors may block airways, or fluid can collect around either the lung, making expansion difficult. Lung cancer can also cause inflammation in the respiratory system. Another one which is also that people have, which we talk a lot, has been common, is pneumonia, especially during the cold season. Pneumonia is a lung infection most commonly caused by bacteria or viruses. And someone gets pneumonia. People with chronic respiratory conditions like the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease are most vulnerable in developing pneumonia. And pneumonia can, if not taken care of, also can be deadly. And then next is then tuberculosis is a bacterial infection that affects the lungs and other parts of the body. TB can be inactive or latent for many years. You might have, and what's that saying? That you can have TB for a long time and not really realize that you have it, and then over time it becomes worse and worse. Then the latest one which we have is the coronavirus, commonly known as the COVID-19, an acute respiratory illness in humans caused by coronavirus, capable of producing severe symptoms and in some cases, death, especially in older people with the underlying health conditions. It was originally identified in China 2019 and became a pandemic in 2020 when we closed down. And at that time, some people still believe that it was not a true thing, but it is there. People have died from it. And it is a thing that has to be, you need to be aware of and take care of it. So those are the ones we have. Then flu, then of course, the common flus. And there are many flus. There are about 300-400 different flus, different families of flus. So you say someone getting a flu this day and another flu again. So the flu is also one that can cause your respiratory problems. Now, some of the causes that make it worse. So the causes are smoking, a leading cause of lung cancer, and the COPD is one of the things that we have there, and it can worsen. It can worsen asthma, trigger attacks. Second, on smoke increases asthma attacks and upper respiratory infections in children and adults. So the cause is smoking. You might not be smoking, but then you find people smoking next to you. You're in a place and people are smoking, and it causes a problem. You have to avoid it, and you have to ask people to be at least be a little bit sensitive to others. So the smoking, and if you're a smoker, don't cause others problems also. Yeah, smoke in an area or just minimize it for yourself and for others. Then in the environment, air pollution, environment triggers like pollen contribute to asthma risks and flares. So the pollution is what one needs to know. And if you are, this has been troubling you, then you start looking out for things that might cause you a problem. So avoid those environments that have that. Anti-immune conditions, certain immune compromising conditions like scleroderma, rheumatoid arthritis can lead to pulmonary fibrosis. Scleroderma involves hardening of the skin and connective tissues. Rheumatoid arthritis affects the joints and sometimes other parts of the body. So these are things that we can get sometimes that also affects other parts of the body. You might also have a it might be genetically passed, cystic fibrosis, alpha 1, the things that are caused there. Antitrypsin deficiency are caused by inherited genetic defects. So you might have a defect that has been passed on, and then you need to also be aware of this. What are the things that have been passed on, and I need to be more careful of. And things like asbestos. Asbestos can also be a cause of respiratory challenges, chemical carcinogens. And funny enough, also the diet, things that we eat, can also cause us the respiratory challenges, things that we eat. Some of the symptoms that we see, and if you say, am I risk of this, what are the symptoms you have? Symptoms can be shortness of breath with activity, you're running around and you can't breathe well. Persistent cough, you find someone coughing all the time. You've got a cough that is constantly with you, not going away. Wet cough and mucus, which is a symptom of COPD and cystic fibrosis and asthma. Wet coughs and mucus. Dry non-productive coughs are also a symptom. Chest tightness, wheezing, rapid shallow breaths, and you find someone is hoarse, recurring respiratory infections, fatigue, running nose, and body aches. Your body is constantly aching. What is the problem? Then it might be something, some of the things that we have talked about. One of the things to do and to start addressing this is be kind to your lungs. Improve the indoor air, aerating rooms, having them clear, opening windows, having it not too stuffy. Breathing exercises, self-deep breathing. Don't smoke. As much as possible, you're smoking, don't smoke. Get clean air, so avoid smoking. Get into exercises, do some exercise, brisk walking at home, get a gym maybe. Prevent infections. So you do things that can prevent infections. Eat right. Stay hydrated. These are the things that we can do right away to take care of this. Eat right. Staying hydrated. Drinking water. They say about normally 8 glasses of water a day is always good. These are the things. Be kind to the lungs. Do these kind of things. So in a room, aerate the room. Avoid putting things that can cause you problems. These are the things we can do. Now, we mentioned also that nutrition is also a part of taking care of your respiratory health. Yeah. So nutrition is a part of it. And there's this health pyramid, a lifestyle pyramid, which was done by the World Health Organization. It was not by GNLD, but they have taken it, and this is what it looks like. The basis of the pyramid, and which is a healthy lifestyle, the basis should be physical activity and weight management. A lot of physical activity. So brisk walking, things that can cause your body, exercises. Whole grains, eating more of whole grains and not processed foods. Vegetables and fruits and vegetables should be a basis of your diet. Then less than that, protein, and the least at that pyramid is fats and sugars. But the basis after physical activity is whole grains. And this has been important. And this was discovered, and the reason this is actually done as it is right back in 1950s when we had the industrial age. We found that because of the move from taking whole grains to having more processed foods, we had a problem. And so the scientist says, get back to this, have the pyramid in this way that is how you take it. So in NeoLife, this is what we also say that we must have. But a typical lifestyle, a lot of people don't do this minimal activity. People are just normally not walking, not doing exercise. You find someone using the car a lot, using motorbikes to get from place to place. Whole grains is really in the diets. Fruits and vegetables. Sometimes you say fruits, and fruits are sold outside hospitals more so than they are sold in supermarkets and places where people buy them. Because outside hospitals, people start realizing now there's something has not been doing, and the fruits help. So they know that people need fruits at that time, so they put them outside hospitals. Protein. Sometimes we take a lot of protein. Fats and sugars, simple sugars, the fats, processed foods that have got so much fats and sugars. That's a basis of it is convenient meals. And this is a typical thing of a lot of people eating the processed foods, the fast foods. It can be easy to slide into this, even if you know you slide into, because let me just save some time, get something that's easy to prepare, tasty, but it doesn't help you. So you need to find a way that you can turn, how you can turn the pyramid around. And how can you do this? How do you turn your pyramid right side up? What are the things you can do to make sure that this is done and start taking care of your health? NeoLife, over the 60 years they've been around, have looked at trends, and it's time to reverse the trends. And this is the trends which was done, the studies were done along to music, which was saying by 2020, chronic disease will account for almost 3 out of every 4 deaths worldwide. A study done by the World Health Organization many years ago, before 2020 reached. And we have seen it now. Heart disease is a chronic disease. People are dying from heart disease. Cancer is common. Diabetes, strokes, chronic respiratory disease, obesity, these are common things. In fact, some people say this is very normal. But you need to reverse that trend. This is not a normal thing. We need to reverse it. We need to do things that can reverse this trend. And one of the things we need to do is start looking of how do we start changing it. Many ago, almost 60 years ago, the founder of NeoLife, Jerry Brasfield, came across things of supplementation, food supplementation. When he was sick, he also suffered from cancer, from asthma. So tell him the asthma. His brother found solutions in supplementation, and this helped him. And he said, "How can I help others also?" You find someone else, you might not have the problem, but you say, "How can I help others?" And he came across the study was done. Some scientists are taken up, and he said, and they started the company, NeoLife. And behind the company to produce the products that we have is a group of scientists, which was founded by the late Dr. Arthur First. He's the person who came up with the treatment of cancer chemotherapy, and he set up a scientific advisory board, an active scientific advisory board that is active even today, constantly checking what are the things that we need to do with our diets. One of the roles of NeoLife is to make the world a healthier and a happier place. And how do you do that? You made the right choice with NeoLife. When you get into NeoLife things, you make the right choice because the scientists check the things that affect us and how can this be used the best? How can we make the most of them? How can we now supplement the things that are missing out? Not substitute, supplement. Supplement and substitution are very different. We put it as a part of our diet. We supplement, bridge the gaps. And one of the first products that they came up with, and which was first produced right back in the 1950s, when they found out that one of the problems was the chronic fatigue, which is because of food processing. And when that happens and they remove the germ and they process foods, they were removing an essential part from foods. And this essential part, which was removed there, was normally given to animals, but they found with the studies they done, if they can take back the oils that they got from this in something called 3NN, 3-in-1, oils from soya, rice bran, and wheat germ, if they take this back, put it into a supplement, it starts taking care of your cells. We've got about 73 trillion cells that need to be fed and need to have waste come out of them. With the lipids and sterols, not steroids, sterols, these oils make the cell wall healthy. If you remove it, the cell wall is unhealthy, which you can see in the diagram over there, and nutrients cannot get in, toxins don't get out, you find fatigue, you find you're not getting well, you find a lot of things happening to you. But if you put them back into your diet, by the food you eat, whole grains, and then you supplement as well with a product that has been there for the last 60 years, no other company has this product. It energizes cells. It increases cellular energy production. It optimizes membrane function. This is what it does. This is a basis for all supplementation. Anything you do, at least have this as a basis because we need to feed our cells. If you have medication, this will help you better. If you have the lipid cells and your cells are taking in things, the medicine gets in better if you have the training in there. So you can take it and it helps you get, if you are sickly, get energy better. If you start getting better. If you are lack of energy, you begin to improve. So this is one of them, one of the supplements we have. Then we have the next one. There's a fruit and vegetable gap. And studies have shown, they've done studies, clinical studies, that clinically proven with this product, it boosts the immune system capacity by 37% in 20 days. Carotenoid complex, the power of carotenoid is 115 kilograms of raw fruits and vegetables in a bottle. This is the world's first whole food carotenoid supplement. The worst. And it's the first one. And it has been also patented. In fact, when it was actually produced, the World WHO went in and said, let us check on what you are saying. And they told us, even you're not saying enough. It does a lot. So it's boosts the immune system. And these are studies which have been done. So I didn't do the study, but the scientists have done, and there's scientific journals. Who else is talking about it? So many other people are talking about the same thing. It's carotenoid complex. The benefit of using carotenoid complex, your system is stronger. You've got less likely chance of getting any of picking up things. Fill the fish gap. Second thing is salmon oil. Salmon oil. And the salmon oil is also something that has a supplement. It is normally said that we need to have twice a week a fish diet. Doctors recommend twice a week some fish diet, but sometimes the fish that we get has been processed. Some of it has been frozen for so long, we have not got a benefit from it. But with salmon oil, which is a balance, it has got all the 8 omega-3s and clinically tested and ultra pure. It's a new chapter in omega-3 science. Now, some people might say, and I've had some people sometimes saying that omega-3, the products from NeoLife are a bit expensive. You can get something cheaper, but you need to be careful. One time, one of the scientists came around. One of our scientific board members was here in Kenya, and he says, let us look at what other people are producing as a competition to what we have. He went into a chemist. He looked at the salmon oil, the other people selling the salmon, almost omega-3, and he picked up one. He says, and he asked the chemist, I don't see any omega-3 listed on this contents of this product. And the chemist admitted to him, because he's a scientist who knows. I wouldn't have known. You wouldn't have known. You're not a scientist. Scientists could tell. And the chemist admitted there's none in it. But because everybody's talking about omega-3 as a good thing, we sell it. So sometimes you might go out there buying something that you think is cheaper, and it doesn't work. I've had 2 or 3 cases where people have said, we've taken something else and it didn't work as well. They were saying they had it out there. Go to a company that does research, the company that takes care, has a board that is constantly researching, that has been there 60 years and produced things that work. We've got testimonies of people who have benefited from this. Then the next one, we have the multimineral and vitamins. Multivitamin and minerals. And this essential vitamins and minerals complex nourish your cells more than just a multi. Complete balanced proprietary blend added iron. The World WHO estimates that 66% to 80% of the world's population may be iron deficient. They don't have enough iron. Now, you can get iron, of course, when you go eating and you want to look for iron in normal sources, you can go to get it from things like your liver and other things. But at times, the diet, because we do not produce our own foods, and unfortunately, when people produce things, they want to make them for profit, not because of how much value it is, they might miss out. So besides trying to get it, of course, from the natural sources, supplementing is a good idea to help yourself. It's a bridging the gap. Yeah, bridging the gap there. You bridge that gap there and you help yourself a little bit. The solution of all this to turn your brain around is a product which they put together called Pro Vitality Pack that has got all of these ones in a pack itself. And it's a good product to have now because you've got your 3NN there. You have your carotenoid complex. You have your omega-3. You've got your multi in there that takes care of the symptoms we'll talk about. Some of the things which you will start taking care of, you can't breathe well. The omega-3 takes care of that. Lack of a weak immune system, carotenoid takes care of that. The benefits of Pro Vitality: you have abundant energy. It's a powerful antioxidant protection from these bugs we get around. Lifelong heart health, optimum immune system. Sometimes the immune system's boosting is just the difference that makes us between someone who gets sick and someone who's not. Optimum immune system. The healthy brain function, flexible, healthy joints, clear vision, youthful skin, lifelong cellular health. These are the things that we can benefit from taking there. So you remember the things that we are challenged with? These are things you can counteract those with. Besides that, for your respiratory health, there's also a product called the Herbal Respiratory Formula, which is very good. It takes care of the whole respiratory tract. People with asthma will benefit greatly from this. Plus, it also takes care of allergies. It takes care of allergies and other things that we might have. So think all C. There's also an all C product that will take care of your respiratory problems. And also then your NeoLife, your shake, and normal function of the immune system, protection of cells from oxidation, reduction of tiredness and fatigue, normal collagen. That is what we need to take care of our systems, our respiratory tract system. This is all will help with it. Herbal respiratory complex. So you can start with the Pro Vitality Pack, at least a 3NN, omega-3, herbal respiratory formula to add there, and all C, the product that you can take in there. With the health check, also another product that helps is garlic and zinc, garlic allium complex. Zinc also helps healing and also boosts the immune system. Superstars are vital for staying healthy. And there is also CoQ10, which also helps with healing, the prime defense against oxidative damage to the body, lipids, proteins. So if someone has gone through and has been sickly, you take medicine only for some time. When medicine is over, what more do you do? In fact, when your medicine is finished, normally people ask, what might I do? The doctor normally says, go and eat healthy. Add into your diet some supplementation. CoQ10 helps with the healing effect when the body has been damaged because of the infection that we have. The healing effect then is helped by things like CoQ10. Zinc is very good with healing. Very healing. Garlic allium is also good with that. It's a natural antibiotic. Helps there with the healing you have. For the children also, then you have got also things for children. Also, children are affected by this, the respiratory challenges. We've got all C chewable, which is good for children also. There's a product called Liquivite, a liquid which you can give. So some children might not be able to take in, they might not take tablets or things. You can give them a Liquivite. VitaGuard is like your carotenoid complex for children, tasty chewable tablets. Vita Squares is like has got your training there, plus other vitamins and minerals in there. Herbal respiratory formula is also good with children. I know a case, I can tell you a case where there's a young gentleman who was living with his mother. He had asthma, very bad asthma. And they were moving to Europe where it's going to be winter. And she was thinking now, with the asthma he has, it's like a death sentence moving to a cold place. And she said, maybe I can try that. She took it once, herbal respiratory. She took the Vitagard and the Vital Squares. She took it only once. The child, the young boy who is now a young man, has never had the challenge again with asthma. Swimming in a cold weather was good. So it actually, I have seen it actually work pretty well. So these are the products we have that will help you with your challenges of the respiratory challenges. But it is important to say, what can I do? See a doctor, yes, but what more can I also do with it? Then we have other things like also that you use in your house, pure goodness, your aloe vera gel, yeah, that can help, that would help with goodness. When you put some on your skin that doesn't have a strong scent, that helps you there. Your bath and shower gel, that works extremely well for cleaning. And now with NeoLife, there are many other areas besides the respiratory. There are many areas we can always address, and we have addressed them in coming up programs. We talk about coming Sundays. We talked about bone and joint health. There are programs that will help that. Stress management, sharp things for sharper mind, weight management, heart health, energy, fitness, immunity, digestive health, immunity, sugar level imbalance, men and women's health. These are all things that we can also get, that can also we can work with and get that NeoLife also has for us. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this discourse and this presentation. I hope there's some of the things you've picked up from it. And before we close off, just remember there's some of the products you can actually use that can actually be helpful, and the things that we take. And we're not saying that do not eat, do not go to right foods, do not go to a doctor. Go to a doctor, but get things that can also help you with your supplement, that can help you actually get better off. Yeah, that will help you improve your health, and make sure that the things that affect us do not end up in our death, for ourselves and for our family. Moving on with the business, as you're picking up the products and you're helping you're doing as you're doing that for your health, remember also NeoLife offers you an opportunity to not only help others but also help yourself. And one of the things that we can help ourselves and we can do, as you're buying products in your business, as you buy products in your business, every product that you buy also has is as you share profits with the company. You have the business building. Every product has a point value, and there's a system of building it, which we'll talk about on another day, like on a Monday. How do you build a business with it? When I'm using the products, how does this benefit? Besides benefiting me, how do I can generate an extra income? You becoming a part of NeoLife. The person who invited you will show you how to become a part of NeoLife, how to get others involved, get business builders, get consumers, people who need a good product. Because what is the point of living in life, earning all that you can earn, but you get sickly? So if you can get into a business or an opportunity where you're doing something that benefits your health, but also you can build a business with, that you have personal growth with, that you can develop an international business with travel, retire healthy, active, build a lasting relationship and residual income, and still be healthy in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I know somebody who is one of the leading distributors is at his 80s now, still very strong, has the money, but also can enjoy it. Build a business, share the story of this, how it works. Every time you buy a product, every time you share a product, you're helping somebody else, but you're also helping yourself. Remember that invest in your health and encourage others to do the same, because when you start investing in your health, which is your responsibility, not a responsibility of the doctors, when you invest in your health, you're able then to live a longer, fulfilling life and also help those of us who are going out there. I've had people who are for many years looking for solutions and they don't find them. Don't try to be a doctor, but also suggest. And also I remember a story where one of my uncles came to me asking about supplementation. And I told him, use the products from our business. And he says, let me consult my doctor. The doctor told him, do not touch the products from that company. They won't help you. Doctor here in Kenya. So my uncle said, okay. He went for further treatment in the UK. In the UK, he met a doctor who says, have you heard of a company called NeoLife? Now he came back and called me and says, I was going to ask my doctor, and he said, no, I went to another doctor. So, second opinion, doctors who research. And he says, now try it. Unfortunately, at that time, the thing had gone very bad. The last time I saw my uncle, he was in HDU in Nairobi Hospital, and he asked me, please give me some zinc and some aloe vera. That's the last time we talked to him. The next day, he passed away. So sometimes, let's not wait until things are very bad to get solutions. Start doing them when you don't need it. Supplements are not there for people who are on their deathbed, not people who are sickly. People who are sickly, yes, can benefit, but also if you are healthy, maintain your health by having products that help you. Invest in your health. Find out, what do I need to use? What do I need to get healthy for longer? This brings us to the end of our presentation. I hope some of the information here that you have learned can be helpful to you and you use it. And don't keep it for yourself. Share it with others also. When you share it with others, you will help somebody else who might be going through a struggle. And you might also then help them build some income from themselves. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You've been a fantastic audience. I look forward to seeing you on some of the pictures of us as we build our businesses. The recording for this will be available later today, which you can go through and share with others. But remember the thing, invest in your health and help others. And this we do extremely well through NeoLife. Thank you. Good afternoon and have a great Sunday. Right, all.
Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you so much.
Thank you.